Hey guys, Nikki here with Broadcast Beat Magazine, and I'm here with Frank from MultiDyne. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Good.
Second day going well?
Very well, very well.
Good. Frank, can you tell us what we're standing next to right here?
Well, this is a Cam from Panasonic, but on the back of it is our product. This is the Silverback 4K5. And for starters, I just want to point out the design that, you can barely tell where the camera ends and our unit begins. And that's no accident. So, if you look here, what it does is it takes all of the signals from this camera, puts them on the one fiber, sends all the signals back appropriately. It has intercom, it has control for RCP, and in the 4K5, what the new highlights are is it has Ethernet, it has another channel of intercom with a tactile control, and it has 5 videos for program, which would include 4K of course, and it has one return, as well as composite video for prompter, for reference, and so forth. In addition, this entire rig is powered through the hybrid cable right here. And this including a monitor and all, and it still runs very cool if you're able to touch it here.
Frank, tell us a little bit about this right here. All
right. Well, this is the base side. This is the side that would go in the truck, in the rack, the counterpart to the unit we saw already. So here, just what's very apparent is the color coding. Now, it may sound simple, but instead of just being in a black panel with a bunch of letters, from across the room, you can tell each section, green for video and so on. And again, a simple thing, but goes a very long way. Here's the Ethernet port for control. That's new on this unit. All the videos, all 5 of them, and then the return. And another introduction is this display. So on here, at the very least, you'll get optical power. And in the future, we'll have many, many other features will come through there and tell you the general health of the system. So now here we move to our latest introduction. It is an addition to the HUT line. And it's now for Grass Valley, and it's very thin, can go 3 in 1 RU. Let me explain first what a HUT does. Generically speaking, a SMPTE camera has a CCU, a camera, and a hybrid cable in between. If you arrive at a stadium that doesn't have hybrid cable throughout, this device will convert it to standard single-mode fiber. In addition, it will fool the system into thinking there's a camera there because it won't fire up for safety reasons. At the end of this run, which could be miles away, we then have this device on the floor. This is the HUT, the camera end. So the way this works is now the generic fiber comes inside, re-injects the power, and powers the camera. Now, our HUTs so far would need to be plugged into the wall for them to work at all. Now we've added this battery backup. So if you see, if I release the power, this empty camera stays live. And if you recall during that Super Bowl when the power went out, those cameras went down as well. In this case, they would have stayed live. In addition, on a more mundane level, if you are setting up cameras before a game, maybe the utilities haven't arrived yet, you can't test your chain yet. You have to wait till they get there so you can plug it in and try. It might entail overtime and so forth. This way it can be done on their own schedule, test the whole thing out, and then know when they plug it in it'll work.
Tell us a little bit about what you have in your hand right now. It's a little bit lighter than the last thing I was carrying.
Yeah, it certainly is. This is an introduction of some AV products. Now, MultiDyne has had a long history of in the AV industry, and this is sort of our re-entry into it. And it's part of the MultiDyne AV line, which will be expanding quickly. These are the first 2, relatively generic. Takes SDIN with a loop out and has HDMI out. Very shortly, we'll have one with an optical out as well. I'm sorry, with an optical in on this device. And then on this one, we take HDMI in and 2 SDI out. One of these will be optical in the future as well. Now, what these are good for is, for instance, if you have an SDI feed running through a stadium or a convention hall like we're in, you could take that feed, come SDI in, and drive a very inexpensive monitor you could buy at Walmart or something of the kind instead of a very expensive broadcast monitor. And in reciprocation here, you can take HDMI in, say from a computer or a server, turn it to SDI if you need to then put it in a broadcast facility. And those are new here today, shipping already.
Thank you so much, Frank, for your time. Everything sounds amazing. This is Nikki with Broadcast Beat Magazine.